the first thing is it's got to be small steps.
Hmm.
So say, for example, like you said, you've been thinking one way for 40 years. If I just say to you, think this total other way, it's not going to work. It's going to work for a couple of days, but your old you is going to come and take over again. So what I found is most productive is small steps actually end up with the biggest results because they can compound. And so when you start doing that, when you start taking those small steps, so for example, for me, my at one point I used to be a late riser. So I used to wake up as late as possible, say 9, 10 o'clock.
Hmm.
And then after reading this Miracle Morning, I was like, okay, I've got to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I didn't just jump from like 9, 10 o'clock to 5:30 in the morning. No, it was a slow process. It was like, okay, 1 week. Yeah. So then it's like, okay, I can always wake up at 7. So then I was like, okay, 7. Then the week after, okay, 6:50, 6:40, 6:30. And then when you start doing that, and when you're doing that day in, day out, you get those wins under your belt and you start to notice actually, I can do it. Because the problem is when before you do it, before you do anything, your body's going to be telling you, no, no, you don't want to do that. Your mind's going to be screaming at you like, don't do it. And so you're likely to listen to it. But when you start getting the small wins and you start focusing on them, that's how you're going to change your life. Yeah, my whole ethos is not about I will transform you in, say, 3 months. I will give you the tools and techniques to transform yourself, but it will be small steps and small changes that will actually have a profound impact.
Hmm.
Most of the guys that I coach, it maybe take 2 to 3 hours a week in the techniques I give them, but in efficiency and time back, they end up getting back like 5, 6 hours on top of that extra